Hi strangers and welcome back to the Nightly Show with Taco. In today's video, I'll be talking about some of the PvP map changes that they've, well, come to the game recently. And I'm going to be completely honest with you all. Whenever I first saw them, I was very, very upset. And I originally tried to make this video earlier, and then was like, you know what, nah, I want to give it more of a chance and kind of, play with them more before I kind of give my complete thoughts about it. So they changed three maps, which was Metro, Tokyo, and Favela. I'm going to go ahead and go for Metro, Favela, and Tokyo and list of small changes from big changes. Metro, they put like a little machine in the hole in the wall for attacker spawn. I don't know what this is supposed to do. I really don't. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's supposed to make attackers more exposed or more predictable when they pick the hole in the wall, or to give them more cover. I really wish someone could explain it to me. I don't know what it's for. It exists. It's not really a change, in my opinion. It's just there, you know. Um, Favela, it had OBJ get changed a little bit, and attackers and defender side got flipped again. Now I know some of you newer players might be wondering, what do I mean by again? Well, um, yeah, the attackers and defender side got flipped a while after the map originally came out in Viper. So this is the second time that the spawns have gotten flipped. So now it's back to its original state whenever it first came out. It's very confusing, but you know we're back to square one basically. The OBJ got changed. You can't touch the truck anymore. I think you probably can, but you can't get on the truck. You can't get on the truck bed and stuff like that. You have to stand next to it to secure. I think they extended the range, so that way the truck isn't that um truck doesn't really interfere as much. It's just kind of there for a little piece of cover, I suppose. But you have to stand next to the side of the truck to actually secure if you're on attackers. So you got that going for you, I guess. I don't really know what to say. Favela change is kind of like, I don't know if it's good or bad. It's different, and that doesn't always mean a good thing. But the problem with Favela, as it's always kind of been, is that the OBJ has always been a major issue with it. That's pretty much my only problem with Favela. I love it because it's chaotic, it's small. Yes, I know that's probably not the best thing to have, but it's chaotic and it's small, and I love it for it. It's a little unique map. It's kind of stupid, but that's what makes it good in my opinion. But yeah, the OBJ was never a really good thing, I guess. OBA was kind of wonky before, and now I don't know if this is better or worse, but we have it now, and honestly, I kind of think it's better, but at the same time, it's really, really hard to say. Now, Tokyo. When I first saw these changes, I was really, really upset. Like, I mean, very upset with the new changes. Some of my friends I've kind of messaged, and they know what they knew my original opinions, but basically, I was very angry because what they did was put a fence on defender spawn so you can't get up the wall anymore and immediately get down to OBJ. Or if you're on OBJ, you can't just drop down to defender spawn. You can't do that anymore. So now if you want to get to OBJ on defender spawn, you have to walk all the way to the left and go around, or walk all the way to the right and go around. Now originally, I thought this was horrible because my favorite thing about Tokyo is that it's really, really simple to pick up, but it's very, very, very difficult to master because there's a whole bunch of stuff that is unintentional, admittedly, but you can kind of just mess around with it and get into these crazy little spots. The pro players know what I'm talking about. I guess comp players, not really pro players. The comp players know what I'm talking about. Some of the people who just kind of mess around with the strategy also know some of the little stupid spots, which I'm not going to show because I kind of want them to get patched, if I'm being honest with you, but there's a couple stupid spots that you can get up to on Tokyo, and it's a lot of fun because Tokyo basically just becomes a massive playground to experienced players, and is also just a great map for beginner players. And it's just a good map. Like, I don't know what to say. It's just a good map. And originally the fence being there really, really frustrated me because it's been around since the map's ever existed. That's just it. It's just been around since forever. Um, so there was two ways to get on top of the little ledge there in defender spawn before they added the fence. You could wiggle up the wall, which is an unintentional game mechanic, but experienced players don't really care. They're going to use it anyways, and that leads to a lot of unintentional spots you can do in PvP, because experienced players basically just turn any map into a playground, and it's kind of funny to watch, if I'm being honest with you, but it definitely can be headache-inducing if you're a newer player. But if you're a newer player, you can learn from. you know, you can learn how to do some of the silly stuff. And I think you could probably look through some of my videos and find some of those silly stuff. But yeah, a little bit of silly stuff you can do with PvP, and I love it for it. That's why I love PvP so much, is that there's just so much random stuff that you can do and pull off that, yeah, is very unintentional, and yeah, probably doesn't need to be in the game, but we have it anyways, and I love it for it. But yeah, so the new fence being there is very, very frustrating at first, because they're just like, man, why would they do this? You know, what is the purpose of this having this be there and stuff like that? But as I've said, you know, originally my opinions were very, very upset about the change to Tokyo, and as I've kind of played around it more, I've kind of realized that actually I enjoy it a lot more. Attackers, it gives them way more opportunities to go in different lanes. I know some of the people who I talked to first, and I was really upset, were gonna consider this blasphemy, and probably not like me for a couple days. But you know what? That's fine. I'll take that risk. Um, yeah, New Tokyo, it's sad to see it go, is what I'm trying to say. It's sad to see that you can't get up that wall anymore. But quite frankly, I think it was the better change. I think that actually made Tokyo a better map, because now on attackers, you can go all the way to the left. You can cross the big open area and not have the fear of getting shot, as long as you just bolt. Like, you don't have any weapon, you're not holding anything, like you're just running. You're just sprinting with nothing in your arms. You can cross before defenders can even catch you, and it's great, honestly. And same thing, if you go down middle, like not at the staircase on the right side, if you go to the left of the staircase right there, you can actually run down middle and not be caught as, you know, a defender. And it's nice. At first I was very upset about the change, and now as I've kind of played more and more as attackers, because I've realized, hey, this actually opens up new opportunities for me that I can go without risking my life. Because before, you know, you go to the left, you go to big open, some defender's probably going to be trying to rush down middle alley, and you have a little bit of a firefight, and there's no cover down the big open area. Well, I mean, there is, but it's very, very minimal. And the attackers are kind of screwed with cover, and the defenders have a little bit to work with. I mean, both sides don't really have much to work with, but defenders do have the little wall there. They have a little ledge, so it just became a little firefight. Either attackers or defenders would win, and you kind of just gain control that way, cutting off left side completely from attacker side. And now you don't have that. Now you can actually go left side, and you know, it's still not a great idea in my opinion. I don't do that rollout very often. I don't go to the left very often. But now you have the option, and it's kind of nice to have that option. Though if you are slow, you will get caught still and gunned down. So I don't know what to say. I was really, really upset about it at first, but as I play with it more and given it way more of a chance and try to see it from a different point of view, I've realized that this is probably for the better. It's a little bit annoying still. There's still some things that, you know, I'm not completely certain about it, because I don't like how, if you're on attackers and you go to secure or something like that, you can't drop down anymore to rotate off of OBJ. Kind of annoying, but I will say that I think it was the right choice to make it actually a fence and not a wall, for two reasons really. If they made a wall there, you couldn't shoot through it, which is kind of in link with why I like the fence better, is because you can actually shoot through it. You can see enemies through it. So if you're still in defender spawn, someone's securing, you can kind of, you know, do a little firefight. You don't have to walk all the way around and waste objective time if you're there. So I like that you can shoot through it as a major plus instead of having it over as a wall. And also it blocks the whole thing, and it doesn't look ugly. You know, I feel like there was just a random massive wall there. Just be like, this is terrible. This is ugly. So good job to I think it's Gravity Fire that makes the Tokyo change. I know the people that I talked to before I made this video are going to be upset that I changed my opinion probably, but honestly, good job to Gravity Fire. I like the new Tokyo changes. It was a little difficult to adapt to it, because I mean, to be fair, that you could wiggle up that wall for like 2 years now, and I know that, you know, that wiggling, that mechanic, quote unquote, is not intentional at all. But I mean, at the same time, you did have the trash can there, so it was almost like you're rewarding the player for the curiosity. Like, hey, I can jump on this trash can, then jump over it, which some people did, and some people would wiggle up the wall. It was kind of, you know, choose your own adventure, you know. But yeah, it's good and bad to see it, you know. But I think there's more good than bad, and for the first time in my life, I've actually enjoyed the new map changes. Some the map changes. At the end of the day, it's not my decision to make. The devs will do what they want to do, but this is probably the first one that I completely enjoy through and through. Favela, kind of iffy on, but I think it's for the better. Metro, I'm just confused with. I still don't know what the goal of that was. I never peek the hole in the wall because I just think it's a stupid idea anyway. So that doesn't affect me at all. And Tokyo hated it at first, but now it's better, in my opinion. A little bit weird, a little bit wonky to get used to, but once you get used to it, I think it'll be better in longevity for it. However, I really do wish that they would fix the boxes, the little box wiggle you can get up. I'll elaborate further so it actually can make sense instead of just being very, very vague about it. Basically, if you're on a tiger spawn, you go to the right, up the staircase, and you keep going straight and drop down. There are boxes, like as at the end of the ledge, or underneath the ledge. And experienced players know how to do this. Basically, you go to the boxes, you kind of hop up on them at an angle, you kind of like wiggle up them, and you can get on top of heaven as defenders, and you can catch attackers off guard. Used to be able to do it a lot faster, but now that the fence is there, it's a lot harder to catch attackers off guard. So another W for the fence because I hated dealing with that. If I'm being honest with you, I hated dealing with the little box wiggle that defenders could get up on top of heaven and surprise attack the attackers. I don't know. I feel like that one should be patched. There's a whole bunch of boost spots and stupid stuff that you could do on Tokyo, but I feel like that one's my biggest issue, and that one I really don't like. I know a lot of more experienced players do like that one because free kills basically. But yeah, I find it annoying. I don't enjoy doing it. But yeah, I think all in all, attackers' side is a lot better because it gives the attackers more options, and that's about it. Yeah, it hinders the defenders, doesn't make defending as much fun, but it's still Tokyo. It's still good all around.